someone came up and told you that you could be a professional gamer, those two words were never put together till very recently. My name is Abhish Matthew. I'm a gaming enthusiast. I've seen the gaming industry grow, and as a fan of gaming, I am so excited to meet one of the OGs on today's Dell Futurist LevelUp Mentor Sessions. I'm talking about none other than the incredible Ankit Pant, who you might know as Venom. What's happening, Ankit? It's so nice to see you. How are you doing?
Hey Avish, thank you so much for that introduction. It's good.
I really want to know your journey of how you became a pro gamer. You've gone from being defeated in an internet cafe to representing the country. That's like a full character arc in like a fiction story that you might have. How much of this is like a birth instinct and how much of it is literally you worked on it?
I would say there's hardly any instinct, to be honest. Yeah, I'm still working. I had to work a lot, and it is not that easy how people think you can become a pro gamer just by playing games. I also thought the same when I started playing in that cafe, and every guy who used to come there started defeating me, and then I was like, I'm not good. Then slowly I became the best player in that cafe. People started noticing me, and I was like, okay, I have arrived. But as soon as I started playing national level tournaments, semi-professional level tournaments, again I was thrashed. My team was thrashed. We used to lose very badly, and then again it made me think, I think there's still a long way to go.
Ankit, as a professional gamer, how important is it to be professional at only one game? Can you say about be a professional gamer at CSGO, but also maybe Dota?
It is very, very, very difficult. You can imagine me playing 10 to 12 hours and then expecting to give that much time to a game, because it's not like you are connecting a mouse keyboard and just going there guns blazing. All these strategies, all these timings, all these things that have taken a lot of my years to understand. If you talk about CSGO and Dota 2, completely a big no. And but if you talk about FPS with FPS, I am trying that actually. I have started playing another FPS game, which is Valorant. The shooting seems to be a little easier, but again the utilities, the map timings are going to take a lot of time for me to understand these things. So the answer to this questions you will get after maybe few more years. But right now all I can say is it's difficult, and I'm still figuring it out.
Okay, that's actually a great point as such, because again, from a third person perspective, you're a professional gamer, so you should be able to play all games. That's incorrect to say, because if you're an athlete, if you're a sports person, you're still a sports person in a particular sport. What I hear you saying is commit. Like you gotta commit to one game and give it all. And does it make you wonder what if it was another game, or you are 100% sold? This is it.
I'm sold that this is it. Now, to challenge myself, yes, I've started learning new games to see will I be able to answer your question. Can you go competitive in another title also if you're playing one? So for Abhish Matthew, I will do that. I am going to try really hard and see if I can answer that question in a couple of years.
What are those mistakes that most of the noob new pro gamers do that you wish you could tell them ki bhai baat sun, aise nahi karte, ye karte hain? You can tell that to me.
So some mistakes that I have also done, and I have noticed a lot of people doing it, for playing with a shotgun initially or a machine gun and thinking you are Arnold, and you will go all guns blazing, but that doesn't work in competitive Counter-Strike. I used to play with a lot of nades also, कि नहीं आएगा तो मैं सिर्फ nade कर दूंगा मुंह पे, and the guy will die. But it doesn't work in competitive CS. So you have to learn all the utilities, you have to learn all the guns, you have to understand how the game works. Only then you can call yourself a pro gamer.
So is it important for every pro gamer to get so comfortable with every weapon that depends on your role in the game, you can switch your weapons as well?
Like I was saying, now I am an entry fragger. Most of the time I play with rifles, but I also know how to use the op. Now, when I have a low HP, and I know that one AK bullet or one M4 bullet is going to kill me, that's when I kind of ask my opper to give me the op, and give him my AK. I know not every weapon you can master, but you should know how to use everything. And you should have few weapons where you can turn rounds which are already lost in your favor.
So I would like to get one more point from you, which is about like a somebody like me who wants to get into professional gaming, even as an enthusiast, or imagine if someone wants to get competitive. How important is it for an individual gamer to play with multiple groups out there so that you can come with the strategy and play together? Or is the objective that new players should only play with one team so that you sync well together?
See, you should definitely indulge in the community, because a lot of players will do things differently from things that you do, and you could learn. But again, switching teams is not what I advise people. If you're start with the 5 people whom you trust, who have a long vision, who can be consistent, who are passionate, who will not keep going here and there just because you are losing some tournaments. You need consistency, and that's how the team chemistry is built. Only these things will bring consistency.
On a scale of skill, strategy, how important is map awareness?
There are certain angles on the map where you could see the enemy first. There are no hidden places as such, because we have played a lot of these maps multiple times, so we know each angle and we know all the spots that are there in the map. You have to understand how the players are moving in the map by looking at the radar, by seeing how the team is playing, what time the team is pushing, all these things.
It brings me completely smoothly into something that I personally am something I feel very connected to. It's developing a skill. I feel like you're talented, and then after that it comes to your hard work developing a particular skill. Is that what you would call battling with bots comes first, or with an AI, or with a computer? Or do you directly recommend people like us to throw yourselves into the deep end ki ab jao professionals ke sath multiplayer khelo?
I started playing with bots. I used to keep killing them to understand burst fire, to understand single taps, to understand what's my spray control is like, how I need to improve. Then you can start playing multiplayers, like online with your friends, so that you learn team communication, you learn a little bit of strategies, official maps. Then you can start playing tournaments to see where you stand, how much more you need to improve. So it's like level 1, level 2, level 3.
Any other way that someone like me can become a professional player other than just spending time? Anything else we could do?
You can just pray to the god otherwise, and if he decides, then magic will happen. Or else you have to give time. There is no other way.
Do you think these gaming gods exist on YouTube, and how much of watching it tutorials does it really help?
So these all gamers, streamers, and websites and articles, all these things will help you get you closer to where you want to be. But eventually I think you have to kind of build your own play style, understand how what are your pros and cons, and that is only going to help you in the longer run.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about someone like a noob like me about the graphics card? What is the refresh rate? How important is it when you're playing?
If you are playing casually, like AAA titles, heavy titles like Doom Eternal, GTA, Assassin's Creed, Witcher 3, these are some of the heavy titles, AAA games, and you want to play on maxed out graphics, you need a good graphic card like a 2080 RTX or 2070 RTX. Refresh rate, I would definitely recommend you to go for Alienware 25 to 40 Hz. You will feel the difference. You will see improving your game when you switch from playing on 60 Hz and then playing on the Alienware 240 Hz. Also, the Alienware laptops, one thing that I love about them, the cooling on these laptops is pretty amazing. I remember once or twice I've played on my friend's laptop and it used to heat a lot. When I play on my Alienware machines, it doesn't heat that much.
Wow, I feel like I could sit with you for days and I can just like little by little noodle all the information I need out of you. But let's see what I've learned so far. What I've realized it's the extreme commitment that every sports person has in a conventional sporting event is the same mental and physical commitment that you need to do as a pro gamer.
Basically, pro gaming does not happen overnight. It requires practice, patience, and perseverance. But the gaming industry, I feel, is so much more and so much bigger than pro gaming. And the next mentor session is about all the different careers you can take up in this industry.
Thank you for having me for the Dell Futurist Level Up Mentor session, man. And I shall definitely tune in for the next one. All right, Ankit, I shall see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye. Also known as Venom in the gaming world. This is Mentor Session 2 powered by Dell Futurist. From being a broadcaster to a tournament hosting company, it's not just about professional gaming. There are various other options that you can choose from depending on what you like and what you want to pursue. Today we have with us Kiran aka Shade Slayer, who's going to help us out. Hey Kiran, how are you?
Hey Venom, I'm doing good, man. What's up, gamers? I'm Shade Slayer, Kiran Nujubel. I'm the director for Esports and Broadcasting at LXG, and I get to handle quite a bit in terms of tournaments that are happening in and around the country, all the way from planning tournaments, executing them, and my personal favorite is getting to be a part of the tournament broadcasts.
Nice. So you being a professional shoutcaster, who are shoutcasters? What is their skill set? That would be my question. Are there any qualifications needed to be one?
So for viewers out there who wondering what is shoutcasting, it is nothing but esports commentating. Why is it called shoutcasting? I think that is primarily because of the energy that the commentator brings with him. You need the pros coming in with those huge plays, but I'd say only when it is coupled with the shoutcaster's voice does that entire experience reach its pinnacle. You don't really need to be proficient in English alone. There's a lot of opportunities in local languages as well. I cannot stress enough of how in-depth the shoutcaster needs to have an understanding of the game. Primarily because there are going to be a lot of aspects that the pros are going to use to their advantage. A lot of small, tiny little plays, which need not mean a lot straight to the eye, but there'll be a world of thinking that goes behind it. And unless the shoutcaster can catch that and pretty much convey the same to the audience is also not going to catch wind of it.
Oh, that is great information. I'm sure people who watch this masterclass are going to enjoy the information that you gave on shoutcasters. Now coming to tournament broadcasters. What do broadcasters do? How does one become a broadcaster? Do you have any experience that you can share with us?
100%. So, number of tournaments in India have been growing significantly over the last 3 to 4 years, and especially with the current situation where LAN events are almost impossible. Online events have become the new trend, right? And the only way a viewer, a gamer who's sitting at home gets to experience this is via a tournament broadcast. There are other aspects involved as well. There are designers and, of course, editors who are involved in bringing up certain few scenes, certain few overlays that you see on the streams. There are observers. These are guys who basically handle the camera angles that you get to see. Quick reference would be in CSGO itself. You have the primary observer whose POV is what you are watching. So you basically get to watch the story that he is telling you. And then there is an entire team that handles the online production.
I remember this thing. I think last year during Intel ESL 1, which was Dota Mumbai, Dota 2. I went there and I know I got the opportunity of going backstage. And you know, there were so many people with so massive machines, walkie-talkies, handling all the tech aspects, broadcasting it. That's when I realized that it's not a piece of cake.
At its absolute bare bones, like you said, you have the game, you have the OBS, you have a mic, you're all set. That is the absolute basic way of doing it. And then on the complete other side of the spectrum, you have your massive LAN event tournament broadcasts, which involve hundreds of people backstage handling that with a lot of hardware that goes in as well.
Now coming to tournament hosting companies, like if someone wants to not do tournament broadcasting or shoutcasting, and he just wants to get into a company who hosts tournaments, what do these companies do?
This is nothing but an end-to-end execution of the entire tournament. This, of course, includes quite a few things. Of course, planning initially on what the tournament is going to be about, what is the duration going to be, when are the announcement happening, all that that goes in. I'd say the best way to dive into this is start off as a tournament admin. So being a tournament admin, being at the ground level, gives you an understanding of the working of how to run a tournament. The tournament admin is the one who talks to your customers. So he plays a very pivotal part in the organization process, and of course is the best starting point for someone to learn about all of this.
So you keep the admin happy, you keep the customer happy.
The admin keeps the customer happy, the tournament hosting organization and everyone in it are happy.
Gaming related media, Kiran, how do these services help the gaming industry? Like I've heard about IGN, Water Culture.
Gaming media, they report on everything related to gaming and esports. This involves quite a few things. Game reviews for all the casual gamers out there. This is what they rely on before making a game purchase decision. Yeah, these guys very religiously follow all the tournaments. What are the small little plays that have happened in this tournament, and you basically have all that information at your doorstep at any time that you need.
I completely agree. As a pro gamer, when I started, we had these Indian media houses like Talk Esports and a couple of them. I think Gaming Central was one, and these guys had published our articles, published about me, had taken my interviews. And back then I knew the market is pretty niche. Our gaming industry is still growing, right? So you have to start somewhere. And at that point of time, I could see the dedication of these media houses. Like they were core into gaming. And I also, used to get my news from these channels as well. Where are the tournaments happening? What are the teams that are being made? Roster shuffles, everything. I used to follow these guys for the information. This is what keeps you connected, basically. Now, coming to the third point, which I have. Can anyone start a YouTube channel and get into media?
I believe anyone can start a channel and get into it. Do you become successful? I think is a completely different question out there. It is very simple for anyone out there to actually set up your own YouTube channel and start putting content out. It is not going to take you more than an hour to have created your first video, started your channel and put it out there. But
like if you cover a team or you don't do interviews and then after a week you say you are tired, you will do the next interview next month. That it doesn't work that way. But eventually, if you want to grow, you have to be consistent. You have to create your own content and do it from the heart. This is what I've seen, and it works. It takes time, but it works.
Having unique content, like maybe even analysis and impact for a professional player in maybe what he can expect and what he needs to be ready for in the months to come. Small niche things like that, which I don't find a lot of out there. I think is like what you said, is what's going to keep you unique.
So Kiran, we have spoken about shoutcasters, tournament broadcasters, tournament hosting companies, gaming related media. Now moving on to cosplayers. When we go for LAN tournaments, I think most of them before the finals have this cosplay competition. So I'm sure cosplay scene is also improving in the country. I remember I've seen Crystal Maiden. Just because I played Dota 2, I remember these names. Yeah. I've seen Phantom Assassin, and those cosplays were not easy, to be very honest.
I would say cosplay plays a very big part on attracting the audience to come down to the event in itself. They want to come in, they love these gaming characters, and they want these gaming characters in their PCs coming to life in front of them. And that is the exact experience that cosplayers offer.
So I also remember speaking to a couple of cosplayers, and they told me while they were clicking pictures, They said we prepare our cosplays a month or 2 months earlier that this is what we are going to cosplay from, because they make most of them. I think they make all the costumes by themselves, right?
There is months of grind that goes into that costume, from the initial planning, the concept in itself, to building the entire cosplay costume and performing during the event. It's a community that has a very friendly community that has come together to make these sophisticated designs come to life, and I'm super hyped to see what's in store in the future for us. Yeah.
Kiran, whatever we've spoken about, I think it wouldn't be possible without the developers and publishers, right?
Yeah.
Now, I want to ask you this. What is the difference between a developer and a publisher?
The publisher is one that brings the game to the public. He can develop the game internally at his own studio, or he can do it externally with a video game developer. So we've seen the games and how they have, I'd say, evolved over the years. I think the gaming hardware has taken a very similar route. I remember the absolute first rig that I had. It was, I believe, 2 MB RAM, 400 MB hard disk with no graphics card, and a 486 megahertz processor. And from playing DOS games on that, over the years we've come a very long way.
I completely agree. You can't, play games professionally for sure if you don't get a good FPS. Like I've seen people telling you can become a pro, play no problem, 50 FPS is fine, 40 FPS is fine. It's not fine. I've witnessed it myself, playing college tournaments on 20, 30, 40 FPS, and now playing tournaments, practicing on my Alienware machine.
How sophisticated it is today, I think, with a lot of in-depth production that goes into each of these games, whether it is the animators, it is your producers, your level designers, kind of signifies the journey for me of how gaming has evolved over the years.
Thank you, Kiran. This was really helpful.
Thank you so much, Venom, for having me. Hope all the viewers out there got a little bit of an insight on what goes on in gaming besides just the esports athlete version of it.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Dell Futurist presents Alienware LevelUp Challenge. I'm Shades here. Joining me, as always, my partner in crime, OG the low-res chicken. OG, how are you feeling, man? Yeah, and Dell Futurist, of course, is a platform which enables you to convert your passion into a career, whether it is in gaming or arts, music, sustainability, this is the absolute best platform to do so. Do sign up with us for the Dell Futurist program. Also, if you're looking at brand new Alienware or Dell Gaming G Series laptops, there's a brand new one in each of those categories coming out this week. So do check out the Dell India and Alienware socials for that. Talking about the matches today, it is the quarter-final stage. We have 2 matches happening on stream, 2 off stream. It is the last series where we're going to be playing BO1s. Moving on from tomorrow, we're going to be moving into best of 3 for the semi-finals. So the last hurdle, that BO1 struggle is pretty much coming to an end. Let's see who comes out on top. Force Crew, of course, we've talked about them previously. A team that you and I know personally as well. The players who play from cafes in Bangalore. Giveaway Gods have had strong performances. I've been pretty much breezing past teams except for their last match where it went pretty close in OTOG. All right, we're pretty much getting set here for the start of the first match. It's going to take us a moment or two. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a bit. All right, back into the match. We're just about to get started. OG predictions.
Let's give it to Force Crew in this one. I feel like it's gonna go towards a 16-10.
16-10 in favor of Giveaway Gods, is it?
No, Force Crew, Force Crew.
Oh, you're going to call Force Crew. In that case, I'm going to go with Giveaway Gods, though I do know all the players from First Crew personally. A couple of changes from the roster that they usually play in other tournaments as well. We have Habs coming in, and Inferno, again, a map that we've seen people play previously as well, right? Time and again, we see teams go for Inferno, Dust 2, Mirage, especially in this tournament where it is not open to professional tournaments. These are the up-and-coming teams who are going to be duking at it for a potential opportunity to show us that they have it in them to pursue this as a career in the near future. So I guess bragging rights is pretty much the thing at stake at the end of this tournament, besides which there's a lot of Alienware goodies worth 1 lakh INR to be won as well. So it's not all pride and glory only at the end of the day, is it, OG?
Well, it ain't shade. Like you said, it's gonna take a long way for these teams to touch towards the trophy. And considering that this is the quarterfinal stage, they're far a long way, right? Now, when you get towards the semifinal stage, it's going to be best of threes. So you'll have a little bit of a safety net. Considering that Force Crew do have a deep enough map pool, I'd say a best of three is what's going to try and give them a little more reliability in terms of not getting upsetted. Apart from that, I feel, especially in this matchup, Force Crew might have given a little too much in terms of picking up Inferno. We've seen this on multiple occasions. We've said this on streams prior as well. When you're entering a best of one single elimination game, you will always want to be in your comfort zone, but you also need to be mindful of trying to get your adversaries out of their comfort zone and make sure that you're able to force out these mistakes and get that edge. At the end of the day, when it's gonna be a map like Inferno, everybody knows how to play it. You have all your default utility in mind, the Fallen Flash, the Smoke towards Mexico, a lot of stuff that is already known by about 95% of the players who play this on a consistent level. You'll have that smaller margin that you can capitalize on. Nonetheless, it's their choice. Force Crew, my pick to have the advantage in this one. Let's see if giveaway gods can change the story. Vati, he's going to be towards Banana. He hears a lot of men trying to take an aggressive stance and the retreat. I think he would have heard that as well. The call's given nonetheless, even though he heard the retreat and knows the rotation's coming to the ace side. They're going to attack, they're going to pounce and involve against the opener. Xera, afraid to overcommit. He's left Kami all to himself and he's fending off every single man. He's in the best position to do that with, though. He's towards Pit. He can dance through the angles and try getting them piece by piece, but he's blown to pieces. Now the man disadvantage, Recting Thunder all the way down 14 HP. Young Zera on the white swing, not able to connect a single tap. They need to push in right here, right now. But the choke point's being held so well from Force Crew, buying distraction, buying time for the backstab. Finn, he's been missing a lot of shots. Finally, the entry granted towards the side. Involver buying so much time for Tenda to strike from Pit with the double. Vathi swings all the way around the world and gets the final frag. Force Crew, that could be the description of what you'd call a derby. It is just pandemonium towards the east side there. Giveaway gods? They did try and take that fight at Archers when it was offered to them. The only problem is they needed to try and be fast. The entire objective that Force Crew had while fighting as much as they did was buying more time, making sure Vathi was set up in the back lines. Wrecking Thunder's position was already discovered, so any swing to strike was his first contact, which ended up holding the line, in fact. Giveaway gods should be on eco for the next 2 rounds, considering that they might want the op up on a Z-Fly. They also need to make sure that they do not feed into the money making machines that Force Crew have invested into right now. 4 Mac 10s and only 1 Galil. At this point, it's going to be more about trying to build that stable economy going forth for the first half and trying to dismantle whatever giveaway gods are trying to make of theirs. Are Force Crew going to be able to do it is the question. We've seen multiple teams lose it out over the pistols, just due to God knows why. Let's hope it's not going to be a recurring trend going this deep into the tournament, because that means a lot of these rounds might turn out to be way too expensive.
Well, the CTs, they're going to invest in 1 flash only, 5 USPs, nothing. The $200 invested into this round. They're leaving 3 players in towards the A site, and SWAT is going to be heading in this direction with the Habs, the 2 Mac 10s, looking to farm up some money. Kami, no boost coming in so far. Should be relatively easy frags here, as Don't see a crossfire setup here to try and trade Kami if the rush does come through. C4 still all the way back at bottom of banana. Involver opens things up towards the B side. That should give them control of arches here and a split to B. Leaving it all down to Z-Fly. USB in hand. He should be offered an individual duel there initially. Habs spots the player out. The quick jiggle peek. Young Zera gets the better of it, but a small victory in the large scheme of things. Mac 10 recovered and probably going to be better off handing that over to Finn to hold on to. There you go.
A good round nonetheless from Force Crew, feeding a good bit of the kills towards the Mac 10s, which will inevitably end up farming money. If SWAT ends up getting a single fragger, it actually would be value. And again, if giveaway gods even do carry the Mac 10 to the next round, it's not a huge problem for the T side, right? Where they'll be the ones with the head armor, and the Mac 10 essentially loses its lethality to a large extent. Young Zera, despite him being such low HP, he still ends up getting the kill out of Thunder. But yet another frag found by the Mac 10. 2-0, Force Crew. They should be reinvesting in AKs right now so they can look at this feasibly in the long term. And it seems like giveaway gods are going to follow the similar trend. Due to the save coming in the round prior, they're able to invest into 2 kits, a decent bit of utility to complement this as well. Although they will need to be a little conservative with their approach. They don't have a lot of it to push around the barrel.
Ooh, the Molotov is going to prevent them from charging through here. Habs and Co. playing aggressive towards Banana, and Finn gets caught on the timing. The flashbang comes through as well. Pulse actually wants to just stand his ground and take the fight. He's going to end up not only dropping but giving over an M4. That is huge for Force Crew, and the rotation none called whatsoever. They're already looking at the same, but Involver.
Let's get involved.
Yeah, he's in prime position here to take 1 or maybe 2 rifles away.
This could paralyze the economy of giveaway gods. The position held from Young Zera. Oh, he was watching for this exact play, yet he falls victim to it. Z-Fly, he finds the cheeky Involver, and that should be round done. The bomb planet towards the B site. Although Kami is in rotation, there is a kit towards the neck of Banana. This is going to be a questionable call, Shade. They still could save that rifle. And I think now that idea is crossing their mind. Yeah. Giveaway gods. Concede the gun round as well. Force Crew. An absolute spectacle towards Banana, where they were ready to play contact and on the back of information rather than just utilitizing and going in. This is one hallmark of a good Banana team, right? We've been talking about this quite a bit on stream, where the good T side would often be the more unexpected one, where the flashes and where everything goes hand in hand, and it's all done in the matter of like 2 or 3 seconds, where that initial frag comes alongside utility. So having Force Crew play a little more loose and contact is really nice to see. It has certainly caught giveaway gods off guard. The only problem is now that they've caught wind to this, the utility could be used against such plays. Let's see how giveaway gods plan to improvise, adapt, and overcome.
They haven't really shown much presence towards a second mid at all so far. The CTs, they've been more than happy to just sit back and play passive towards the A site. And it goes pretty much the same on B as well, except for that last 1 round where they decide to contest up Banana, and we saw how that panned out. For now, the CTs, they do have decent bit of utility though when the execute does come in from Force Crew to stop it. Initially, smoke goes in towards long A. Finn Holding the tight angle. He gets the better of it with the AWP. The jump across. Wati
What?
is gotten down and he
Are
takes.
you serious? Oh boy, that's got a lot of explaining to do. Habs, Molotov in hand. Is he peeking on the back of the Molotov? Kami, it's almost burning to crisp. Down at 35 HP. Direct counter, that could have been salvation. Because that frag would have gifted them a rotation avenue towards CD Arches. Rather, they're going a long way around. 20 seconds left. Are they really committing to B? Oh no! Pulse is rotated around through CT. The site gifted. Habs needs to use the smoke and construction. Is it going to be the runway? Cat? Ooh, an important frag. Habs, the low HP and the bomb to be planted. Far too much of a disadvantage. The peak's going to come in through construction, and Cat gives him the bat. 3-1, Force Crew. That came down to the split-second decision-making, which can go against you. Can't really blame them here. Giveaway gods, though, really good job on the hold. That play from Vati, though, a cheeky play towards apartments without a doubt. Something that I've not seen in quite a while. The buy, it's in nonetheless. Utility is going to be a small factor for Force Crew. They do have the op on SWAT. SWAT's been a real beast lately for Force Crew. Really good performances. Really precise with the Deagle. Might want to replicate that with the AWP. And he's going to be all the way to its G base as well. So it's not like Giveaway gods are even trying to contest this. Mind you, Giveaway gods did have an op of their own, but they still did not pick it up. Now, the standard strat for Force Crew is typically to exploit arches. The Molotov from Habs, the smoke should be a dead giveaway as to the whereabouts towards Pet Involver with a beautiful frag, which pressured the defense a cold ton. Pain delivered Finn. Beautiful stuff towards Pit. Mows them down without any mercy. And now Force Crew on the man disadvantage. They're looking to re-engage towards the A side. A delayed hit, which might catch Giveaway gods off guard. The smoke towards Moto will allow the push from Apps to be relatively easier, but with 28 seconds left on the clock and SWAT taking the bomb all the way around, Involver just trying to buy bait here. Use them like a leash, and he could get more. Z-Fly ends up going down as well. Involver suddenly finds a little bit of form, and the rotation's coming at the worst possible time. Pulse, he's not going to know it's going to be a B hit until it's far too late. Involver's still alive. Pulse is going to be on the rotation, but Kami is well cut off, and SWAT set up with the AWP, going to take down Cat. Absolutely no way he could have given that 1 versus 1 up, because now Kami's the one on the rotation, and SWAT has a good idea as to where he's coming from, trying to buy bait, the shoulder peek, but it won't stop SWAT. The op nails them to a piece of wood and sends them packing across the river. 4-1, giveaway gods.
Yeah, with that, we are going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. The rest of this match is coming up in just a bit. All right. Sorry about the break there. We were just ensuring that we had the audio back in. Hopefully that fixes things up. OG, what do you make of the match so far?
Well, Force Crew, they've had a real good start. It's been a lot of contact play that's been happening on the T side so far, Shade. We've seen Force Crew are no strangers when it comes to making the hard call. In the previous round, it is a 4 versus 2. A 4 versus 2 where SWAT alongside, if I'm not mistaken, it was Involver towards apartments go absolutely massive. It was about 30 seconds left on the clock. SWAT was towards the top of mid with the bomb. He rotated all the way around to B, and Involver got 2 frags towards the A side. That's opening frags, by the way, just to let you know. Buys the rotation all the way back towards the B side, all the way from the B side to the A side. It's got to be feeling a little gutting right now if you're a supporter of Giveaway Gods. Force Crew, they're putting on quite the fight here early on that T half. It's been super hard for Giveaway Gods to even try and maintain an economy. There's not been a round where they've had even, I'd say, the advantage apart from the pistol. For now, Force Crew, they need to start building their economy. We've been seeing a lot of these comebacks online, which simply wouldn't happen if the economy is well maintained, with the opposition not able to invest much when it comes down to utility, when it comes down to weaponry. So far, I'd say Force Crew have done a good job containing the CD side economy, although Finn lands a really nice shot on Avati. Tries to disengage with that Z-Fly with the AK, in fact, all the way back towards Banana. Mind you, he pushed all the way from top mid, but he did not spot the bomb towards C base. SWAT with the AWP, already positioned through CD base, was going to down him with ease. 6-1, Force Crew now look to be potentially getting their fair share of the half relatively early. This allows them to contest for way more. Considering that it's gonna be the buy right now, it's a lot on the line here for Giveaway Gods. Right now, they need to prevent Force Crew from getting comfortable. We've seen what they can do with comfort as well. These men will absolutely tear you a new one if you do not take precaution. So far, Giveaway Gods haven't tried this double op setup, so this is the first time it's seeing the light of day. It potentially might catch Force Crew off guard as well. The op has given away its presence towards the one side. Let's see if that makes any
He's
difference.
fully blinded there, OG.
Oh, that could have been a massive opener for Force Crew. Rather, it buys a lot in terms of leverage towards the later side of the round. That's what they're building up towards, right? It's always towards the 30 seconds mark that they start making the move. This time, it seems to be a little faster with them starting their hit towards A. They always do have that fallback opportunity, though. A lot of utility being dispelled from lane and apps. And Volvers guarding the backline to see if there's any opening coming from the B side, where there is none. Giveaway Gods are more than comfortable playing passive Vathi with the opener on with Cat, and this might just go haywire. Finn absolutely needed to connect that shot to hold the line of defense. Thunder more than happy to refrag Habs. And suddenly is the B defense wondering what the hell happened to the rest of our team. Force Crew, a really, really good hit. Giveaway Gods on the defense, I'm not really sure what happened. The op has been passive the entire round. When you're set up to get that one kill at that one angle, you better land it. Because it's not much wiggle room past that. Can't even fault him for this. It's a lot of pressure being applied by Force Crew as well with the amount of utility they dispelled before the hit. It's like the ringing of the bell before the slaughter. 7-1 nonetheless. Giveaway Gods. Oh, Involver, beautiful job.
Well, we do know that there's a few audio issues that are happening, so we'll take a quick break. We're going to fix that up for you guys and be right back in a moment. Don't go anywhere. Alright, that should have fixed up the in-game audio as well and should be able to hear for the rest of the matchup. Sorry about that. OG, back into this matchup on Inferno. Force Crew versus Giveaway Gods. Force Crew have had a phenomenal T-side so far. 7-1. Giveaway Gods have barely made any inroads, OG, and that's primarily come down to them playing pretty passive here at the opening of each of these rounds.
Exactly. Even when it does come down to delivering on that side hold, they're missing these crucial shots that they absolutely cannot afford to miss. And Force Crew have done a good job of keeping the pressure up as well, right? It's not like everybody's sitting comfortable and carefree towards the side. There's a lot of pressure being applied. Talk about pressure, control towards late, even relinquished to this extent. Oh, Finn! Juked out of that engagement, Involver. With happy feet dancing left, right, center, halves, the smoke towards CT, the peak towards the Zentaris peak, Habs. Not able to line up frag. It's a pretty iffy engagement considering he had backup. He really shouldn't have been able to go down there. Bobby though with an absolutely beautiful frag on ACME, and they get the refrag towards side as well. Transitioning this to a 2 versus 2 retake. Giveaway Gods, they have the op on Z-Fly already posted up towards Pillar. So there's not going to be any movement coming in from Force Crew without them facing the big green. Rather, they're comfortable on the back of this crossfire as they give cover both towards Banana and CT entrance alongside arches, alongside constructions being watched. Pulse, Jungle Peak, can't land the frag, Wrecking Thunder, offering the engagement Z-Fly absolute necessity to hit that shot. It landed down at that 1 versus 1. My oh my, Giveaway Gods. That gotta be feeling low-key bad. The amount of effort they put in the previous round, the refrags, it was always down at the wire. Unlike the past few rounds, which have been clearly going the way of Force Crew. They're able to muster yet another buy. They'll have degraded weapons in terms of BAM asses.
Oh, Finn with the mow down towards Banana and Young Zera. Just checking if there is a push through the incendiary there, none to be had, but look at Pulse's position. He sneaked up and the last team moves up ahead. He's gonna have a firing range ahead of him. Timing's gonna be everything here, OG. He's still not peaked. He's only gonna find the one though. A second earlier and he lines up 3 players there. But as of now, Wrecking Thunder and Habs still have a chance in this round as they've managed to isolate the 2 players towards the B side. Young Zera, here's the first step coming through. Get the first. It's good on the second as well. Giveaway Gods pull 1 round back, but they need a lot more from where that came, OG.
Exactly. They need to start digging deep within themselves and find the same form for the rest of the half, perhaps, because Force Crew, with 8 rounds already in, they're going to be comfortable to try and take these low percentage plays and try making them work. In their minds, and maybe go big or go home. Well, why so much violence towards chickens and more? Bad stuff. Nonetheless, really good aim throughout the game so far. A lot of nades towards Banana. That should give a clear... Oh, Hab gets dunked down. Regardless, this nade stack should have given a lot of information that there is a lot of players towards B. Which means if you get that one opener towards A or even try and pressure that A defense, it's going to make the defense as just that much more easier to break. Thunder, he's tagged down to 51 HP. The ops still on hands of SWAT. Is it gonna be Thunder who's buying the bait with the B side? Involver does not spot at the boost just yet. 2-man boiler setup, which is something that we never usually see. The rotation luckily dealt with by Z-Fly as Fatih could have gotten a free pass towards side. Yet again, it boils down to a 2 versus 2. Thunder and SWAT, both men of extreme caliber. Clutch potential certainly there. Kami is gonna play a good crossfire alongside Zera. Thunder spots that from a mile away, and now information given away. SWAT 33 seconds, but more importantly, rotations should be delayed. How? Is it like Neo in the Matrix, dodging bullets as SWAT prepares himself for a massive clutch? The 1 versus 2 ahead of him, holding the passive angle through Flow. Oh, the leg! The BWP out! Can't get the shot on a Finn. Almost gets this one. If he got that first frag on a Finn, just aiming a little bit more higher, there would have been a good chance that Z-Fly might have gone down the coffin as well.
Well, 8-3. Giveaway gods just about hang on in that round. 1v3. SWAT shouldn't have had a look as close as he did at clutching that round. OG came dangerously close. If he doesn't lick the guy and instead get the frag itself, that was gonna get very tricky there for the CTs. It's a rush here. Pistol rush towards the A side. They're coming through apartments. Z-Fly lands the first. Finn is in position up at pit as well. He finds only the one though. Z-Fly continues to hold the fort down. The nade should do decent bit of damage there onto Recting. Yeah.
Oh, Thunder by time. Push to its side. They're dealing with it really well. Thunder, an absolutely monstrous double kill, and Vati adding on to it as well. Kami does not know what hit him. Thunder. What a display of finesse with the AK. On an absolute rampage right now. 16 kills in this game so far. This guy has no chill, man.
Absolutely no chill. They pretty much set that up with a couple of flashbangs only. The jump out of apartments. They ensure that the defense gets only a frag or two at best there, and the recovered AK in the hands of Recting Thunder gets most of the work done there. 9-3 for Screw. Able to make the pistols work, and that is going to be crushing for Giveaway Gods here as they now are in a bit of trouble. They go for the double up setup, but they lose this round. They're going to have absolutely no money for the remainder of this half OG. It all boils down to their Z-Fly, the wide peak, misses the initial shot. They do have the two players towards Boiler though. The Molotov forces them off an aggressive position. Z-Fly with the repeat gets taken out by SWAT, and now Young Zera goes down as well. It's all down to Kami, who has the SMG on site, but they're not even looking at this direction, OG. They're looking to head towards the B site, an empty site at that. And Wati gonna get the cleanup onto Kami, and 4 Screw hit double digits. Giveaway Gods, their money is done for. This half has been a disaster so far, OG.
It's been quite the disaster for Giveaway Gods, where they've been having a really good look throughout the entire tournament. This is certainly not looking to be one of those shiny days for them. Going this, you gotta give a little credit to Giveaway Gods as well, right? Heading this deep into the tournament, you've gotta be tested to some extent as well, considering that many of these players are not tried and tested ones. They certainly are getting a lot in terms of learning potential, and well, I still haven't learned from my mistakes. The Caster's Curse still plagues me to this very day. Boy, does that need an antidote fast. Forest Crew. How did they even mentally recover from this? This gotta be feeling very bad for them right now, because they had a chance to completely shut down the half. Now, even if they do end this 10-5, they give a small chance for Giveaway Gods to come back into this game.
Well, SWAT with the AWP should get taken down 10-4. Again, pretty much came down to the exact opposite of what Force Crew have been doing so far. They've always moved together in numbers. The flashbangs on point, ensuring that the CTs don't get frags away for free. And that round, however, was a stark contrast to that. We saw a lot of fights taken around the map without much in terms of any trades coming through, and the end result is Giveaway Gods given a redemption at clawing back at least something to show for in this half. 4-10. Double up on the tease, OG, on Inferno. It's not something you see every day, is it?
Rain, and for good reason as well. Now, the pace that Force Crew would want to set towards the late segment of the round, it's going to be very hard to replicate. But if they can get to a post plan thereafter, setting up the up for the post plan, it certainly could be a good call to make. Involver, mow them down. Why the knife out? He pays the price for it. Luckily, they still do get a chance to reap the rewards. At least some of it. A minute on the clock. SWAT. He's going to be heading towards the site now. The smoke will buy him a little bit of room to try and plant the bomb with Habs on rotation. Short should be covered from either pit or boiler, but he chooses the boiler position. Why is he not choosing boiler here? Because the op could do so much damage, and it has more of a range when it comes to try and bring it from pit. The boiler choice might come back to hurt him, but he's also going to be playing for the plant. The more pivotal part of the SWAT, left all alone, almost mows them down. Habs missing a crucial flick. He needs to land this frag somehow. Both of them so dead low, sticking the defuse. Habs looks out the pistol. This is under Pananobia towards the A site. Habs, another bullet, another kill, another clutch. 11-4. Force Crew. Force Giveaway Gods to burn down the A side in hell.
Habs, they're coming out massive at the end. With the P250 there, didn't really need to do much eventually in terms of damage. Both CTs were dangerously low. Just needed the one bullet each, but he uses that smoke perfectly there to his advantage, OG. Able to peek through, not only get the first kill, but the full readjust to ensure Giveaway Gods don't trade that right away. And 11-4, Giveaway Gods. I think pretty much gave away a chance back into this match there in that last round, OG. Pistol, an absolute must win here for the T's. What are they investing in? 4 sets of armor. Young Zera hasn't really invested in anything just yet. Still sitting on, there you go. It's gonna be utility. A smoke, 2 flashbangs. Wati able to spot out at least a couple of players, but the train is heading in towards the B side. The smoke towards CT. Rotations coming in already from Force Crew, but they decided to play just the one player in, and they haven't pushed this just yet. Wati with the backstab spots out Finn.
Does Finn spot him out though?
I think he might have, which is why Wati decides not to peek that just yet. In Z-Fly, however, he's gonna dive into the gutter there to try and challenge, only to get traded away by Involver, and Finn, missing a lot of crucial shots, finally makes good. Meanwhile, the B hit is on.
That's a bomb. Could deny the bomb and cross. Cat does get the back on a SWAT though, and Habsy quick. Oh, what a shot on a Cat. Oh boy. That was quite the awakener. But Giveaway Gods. Quite frankly, some of these 1v1s they were offered, I'm not really sure what Force Crew were trying to do. Involver with a wicked dance to its apps. They had a good chance at trying to close this out, but Giveaway Gods delving deep within themselves and finding a crucial round. Will Force Crew be able to reply in kind though? Because that Force, we get where part of their name comes from. not something that you see from every team. Habs love to be up close with this Max 7 SWAT alongside Thunder. Strike twice. Yet again, these pistols finding their way into these rounds. And Volva playing very close with the MP9, and he's relying on sound cues to try and give him the better of the engagement. A really smart time to aggress. Cat bundling the wrong way, but the AK wins it out far away. Vati has rotated over with the Mag 7. He's gonna be in a really good position to put it to good use. Dodges the flashbang. Cat caught midair. He could get yet another. What a shot! Swags on him. Just straight out styles him. Vati, is he gonna do the Max 7 mow down? Kami gets the kill. 6 HP. And Thunder finds a lurking Kami jumping out of apartments. 12-5. I don't know if Vati was trying to play skip rope there, but I've not seen jumping like that since I'm a kid.
Well, giveaway gods. What an unfortunate situation. Perfect positioning there of that Swag 7. He's able to just pick him one by one. And with that, the T's now they're the ones back onto pistols. They don't really have much rounds to play with either. The Molotov taking down Pulse at the start. This is going from bad to worse, OG. 3v4. Fourth crew can pretty much taste that semi-final spot. Eagle out. Habs.
Engagements, E-Fly. Seeing a couple of shots that didn't kiss in though. Takes him down to 9 and smartly backs off Vati. This guy. It's putting yourself in the shoes of giveaway god. It's gotta be feeling so annoying, right? Playing against a Mag 7. I, for a fact, hate playing against this weapon just due to the fact that when I play this weapon, it gives like 99 in 4 pellets hit. When others, it's just like a jumping one tap, and I'm like, how do you expect me to play against this? One gorgeous weapon, but they say that the beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, right? So Vati's certainly having a blissful time with this Max 7. Going ham on giveaway gods right now, and the utility alone should cut them short. Blinds breaking next, and he just continues to hold mouse 1. It's all left on a young Zera. Position should be telegraphed, and giveaway gods gotta be kicking themselves in their back now. Likely, in fact, it is gonna be the 14th round on the board for Force Crew. And Volva alongside Wrecking Thunder have been performing really well lately. Going into this tournament, Shade, when Force Crew does meet under really good opposition, I'm genuinely interested to see how this team is going to reply and what lies ahead of them, especially in Dell Futurist.
Yep, they're so close to the finish line, OG. Pulse with the opener is not the best of investments coming in for them. He's barely with any money left in the bank, and now they find themselves 2 men short as well. As Finn goes down, it's all down to Z-Fly. C4 firmly in control of the series, and Volver gives Force Crew 10 match points here. Giveaway gods on the brink of elimination. They've had an amazing run. A super close round of 16 match that they did manage to take on 1916 up against Sizzlers, but I think they're pretty much at the end of the road here, OG. SWAT's gonna pick up the Nick Gaff, because why not?
Yeah, why the hell not? Is he gonna be offered a peek? Ooh. Is the fact that Force Crew have 10 map points, gonna give them so much leverage. Are you serious right now? The M249 out of every weapon. Alright, let's see this work. I'm in for it, Poppy. As long as you are. I'm not gonna check him just yet. Gets the first. But I guess that's a lot as well. Beautiful double spray coming in with the AK as it boils this down to a 1 versus 2. Habs with the Negev. Gonna be on clutch duty. Whips out the 5-7. Trying to just tap them off at range. Luckily, giveaway gods do not lose against this buy. Because that would have been questionable at the very best. 15-6, they stay alive. And Force Crew, are they done having a little bit of fun? Or is this gonna be them just pulling up the socks and considering it done?
Well, question is, now that they're going on the buy, let's see if oh, they're actually gonna charge up with the Negev.
And this should be quite a quick round, although Force Crew did end up losing that initial man. You do find a lot of damage. They're able to get control of Banana. They should leave him alone now, focusing more of their attention towards the A side, because that's the call the giveaway gods are doing. And is this push actually going to pan out? Involved, this is such a high risk, high reward play. It could have yielded him a lot of reward if he decided to push it at the best moment possible. But again, that's privilege we have. Squad's all too lonesome towards the side. Is he gonna be expected? The previous time, Vafi allowed a freebie with the M249. SWAT can do a whole lot more considering the position he's in right now. He drops the bomb. Rotations in just yet. SWAT all by himself, ruining the dreams of giveaway gods. Kami anticipating the P2 arches, wrecking thunder, a comfortable tap to send them packing back home. Giveaway gods, not the performance we expected to see. 16 of 5. My oh my, Force Crew seem more than ready to go a deep run in this tournament as they've done so far, all the way to the quarterfinals, now in the semifinals. This undoubtedly is showing that neither of us could have expected going in, Shade.
Indeed, man. We thought this was going to be a very close affair. Looking at the paths that these two teams had taken to this quarterfinal matchup, but Force Crew turned up massive on their T side, completely shutting down giveaway gods, who were playing a lot more passive. And I do believe eventually Force Crew were clearly the better squad here today in the server, and it's the first team to take a semi-final spot here in the Dell Futurist presents Alienware LevelUp Challenge. For all the viewers who are tuning in who want to pursue a career in gaming, do check out the mentor sessions that are available online on the Dell India and Alienware socials. For now though, let's take a quick break. We'll be back shortly with the next quarterfinal. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you folks in just a bit. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Dell Futurist presents Alienware LevelUp Challenge. I'm Shaysay. Joining me is OG, the low-res chicken. We're gonna jump into Mystic Gaming versus ACME on Nuke. We've seen a lot of Mystic Gaming matches on Nuke itself. Predictions, OG?
Well, like you said, we've seen a lot of Mystic Gaming. I'm going to keep this quick and short. 16-10 in the favor of Mystic Gaming.
That's, I think, is gonna be my prediction as well. Let's jump straight into the action. Mystic Gaming starting off on the CT side. They've played so much of Nuke of late. We've actually not gotten to see ACME, however, play on this very map. So Mystic Gaming starting off on the favored CT side. I do believe they're gonna have the significant advantage going into this. However, ACME, they might just have an ace up their sleeve going into this one. We're gonna see Mystic Gaming coming in with the 4 sets of armor, kit and a smoke onto Raffle. Well, ACME, they're running in with 3 sets of armor, C4 onto Genius, and they've got quite a bit of utility between Gamer and Genius here. Genius with the utility used up early towards outers. CTs. They do have presence towards Heaven from Elite. The push through though into Admin and Elite. The 2-man tag, unfortunately they can only get the one. Stone playing all the way back in, ends up going down the push in from outer, able to pull one back down to a 3v5. The CT's reeling in as Shatu is down to his last breath, 8 HP on him, but looks like this T's are going to turn back across. The push timing is going to be everything from Raffle as he finds B2 looking the wrong way. Damage inflicted in onto the next one. He takes a tag down. Heavy to 17 HP. 3v3. Now, this is pretty undoable, especially with looking at Shatu and Raffle being as low as they are. The push through shouldn't really yield much here. 1v3. He does, however, have the kit, but at this moment it's going to require 3 miraculous shots for him to even stand a chance back into this. And ACME, there's a decent bit of mind games played there in the pistol round. The attack towards ramp, once they did have full control of ramp, they pretty much just head back towards the A side once the rotations were forced in. Raffle was the key there for Mystic Gaming. If he finds 2 frags as the T's make that rotation back towards A, it would have been just enough space brought for that retake, but he only finds 1 on the entry and turn gets tagged down to about 19 HP himself, making it an almost impossible retake there at the end. ACME take the pistol.
ACME has been a name that's been upsetting a lot of big teams that we've not expected. And up against Mystic Gaming, it's been the case where Mystic Gaming has been having more or less an underdog run, right? Where it's only now that we consider them to have, I'd say, an higher or an equal footing to whoever they come up against. In this case, it is Mystic Gaming who are the more favorite side. Seeing that underdog element work against Mystic Gaming is going to be something of a delight to watch. We've seen what these players looks like when they're having no pressure whatsoever. Players like Raffle, players like Stone. But what's going to happen when the pressure is on them? That's going to be the bigger question to ask right now, Shade.
It is OG. Right now, ACME, they pretty much get off to the best possible start they can on the T side, taking up the pistol. You want to try and get at least 6 to 7 rounds on their T side. Mystic Gaming, it's just the pistol. We've seen them on Nuke push it all the way down to the wire on multiple occasions. It was a recent match versus Anti-Flash here on Nuke that they managed to win 19-17. It was a hard-fought match, so Mystic Gaming is no slouch on this match either. And starting off on the favored CT side, we don't really want to give away too many rounds to ACME this half and give them a fighting chance of being able to see things through. Second quarterfinal of the day. Actually the third, considering that there was a match happening off stream as well. But 1-0, no investment in here from the CTs. They're pretty much making do with USPs alone. Raffle taking control of Wentz, Gamer, Genius, Casey towards ramp, Shatu, don't think he spotted him out there. He's holding a very passive angle though, not really looking to give Casey a peek. That range, the AK does do serious bit of damage, and the crossfire being held at the moment from Stone. Playing the slow, but Casey fighting the opener. That should open up the floodgates here towards the A side. Razanov opens one up. The player towards Hut can't find one. The push through Wentz cleaned up as well. The anti-eco flawless from ACME as they take the round 2 and Mystic Gaming. The Pistols, they decide to play it very slow there with the USPs, hoping that ACME, where once they do run into the crossfire setup, the Pistols do get those initial frags, and wasn't the case as Casey was able to find the opener towards A, and the floodgates pretty much open from that point on. Gun round in for Mystic Gaming. AWP onto Shatu. It's heading towards ramp. And out of control for ACME here. Nothing to be found just here. Shatu, in fact, does find the opener as Casey. This is a fight he did take the last time around. Gets adventurous again, but this time Mystic Gaming do have the AWP to reply back with Genius. He's prepping to maybe take a pre-fire in that direction. Meanwhile, B2 able to get a pick towards garage, and that should send them back towards ramp here. They're setting up as for the jump spot across. All three are able to get down, and that's going to force Shatu in fact back, knowing that he did not have backup in position there to reply back. Asti peek back out from Hut, able to respond back. The opening frag comes down. The T's get pinned in. They don't really have much of an option here except to try and push in ramp. No CTs in this direction except Shatu, who's playing up and close with the AWP. Heading back towards Heaven. Do they spot the players out? No, the CTs get caught looking the wrong way. Unfortunately, Stone is going to get mollied out. He's going to try and push through the molly here, try and keep the T's on their toes. The pre-fire's out. Stone trying to pull the T's out in the open, and they're unsuccessful. It's all down to Shatu now, 1v3, and I think the call comes in to save the Galil. There's no money on the CTs here. AWP next to him, that's the upgrade. Mystic Gaming. The gun round undone. Surprisingly, they keep only the one man towards ramp, and Shatu missing the initial shot meant he had to head back down towards ramp and hold a much more passive position in. And ever since they had control of ramp. They're able to pretty much funnel back in towards Hell and back towards the A side, catch the CTs unawares. 3-0. CTs pretty much about $3,000 across with the one saved AWP. Must be pretty tempting to invest back into this round, but armor brought up by Shatu. Supposed to put a little bit of meat there behind the big green, while it's gonna be just upgraded pistols all across the board for the rest of the CTs here. ACME continuing to run strong. Pretty solid start, in fact, on the T side of Nuke. Genius up onto the silo. Stone seems interested in trying to get the opener early on. Isn't really going to hang around for too long though. Oh, he lines them both up. And Asti can't find the initial frag, and that should pretty much send the T's pushing in to the A side. Shatu coming up towards Heavens, offered a peek there, but two players already spotted out. That's a round in the bag. You call the save early on. Early readjusts back in. Genius offers a frag up for nothing, but Shatu decides to go on the aggressive, try and look for more frags there. Psycho puts an end to it. 4-0. The money enough for a double op setup, if that is something that the CTs are going to be looking at here. Challenge towards outer with two-man CT play as Casey and the rest of ACME take early control of lobby. Asti boosted above towards the crane. Elite holding the crossing. No smoke wall executes we've seen so far from ACME. We've pretty much been more than happy hitting a lobby and ramp very early on, as they have the one player circling in through outer. B2. AWP gets punished by Stone. That's a massive pickoff. The early man advantage should send the T's hurling towards Shatu instead here up at ramp, but Raffle is here with the backup with that AWP. Asti. Incendiary to prevent the push from coming through the stage. He's going to drop his own smoke here, just set up for the T's to still go pushing through. They knew exactly where Asti was playing from, but Elite in the corner, able to trade, and that leaves Genius alone with the AWP pushing through the smoke. It's a pretty hard play to attempt there. Ends up going down 4-1. Mystic Gaming finally get themselves onto the scorecard, and it's a pretty unconventional round there coming in from ACME. Pushed the smoke out from Hut into a pretty strong crossfire setup on that A side from Mystic Gaming. So we'll be, however, able to buy back into this, probably the last buy, if they don't manage to take this round. Asti. Pulls the angle and he spots the C4 as well. Psycho gets taken out. Leeds finds one, lays him down, the second as well. 2 quick kills, and the side of ACME now in a world of trouble. Reznov tagged down to 12 HP. Genius. He's gonna have to do all the heavy lifting here.
He does. Quite the upward battle. A 3 versus 2. It's gonna require a miracle. Reznov at 12 HP. Mystic Gaming, is this gonna be it? Ruffle certainly feels like it, as he feels alive with the AWP. 4-2. Mystic Gaming finally feel out their juices. Oh boy, for ACME, I'll be honest, Shade, coming out, especially on a map like Nuke, I didn't expect them to stand a chance against Mystic. I expected them to have no way to fight back, but it seems like they have at least somewhat of a strat book coming with. For now, it's given them that early edge, which seems to get blunted out as we speak. ACME on Deagles. We've seen a lot of Deagle rounds, so don't want to keep jinxing myself. Elite, alongside Stone, able to mow down the aggression post in an outer. Perfect turnaround on Reznov. A cleanup crew sent dispatch towards outside to just take care of ACME's Deagles. Peaceful round for Mystic Gaming. They've kept all 5 members up, which will give them a significant boost in terms of economy. ACME now going to be on the buy though. Could change the story. They have 4 smokes, which they can make good work of with the outside smokes perhaps. We've not seen that quite a bit at this tournament so far. In fact, I feel like out of every game we've seen of Nuke, maybe only in 1 we've seen that wall smokes outside actually work to perfection. Nonetheless, this A hit going in favor of ACME as they do come up on top of the trades. It's left on a Ruffle and Charu. Charu finds the frag here, they could go for it. No, he's burning to a crisp, tying in the Molotov. The nade lands right under his feet. The flames takes him down. It was brave. Ruffle left all alone with the AWP. This sheer pace posted in by ACME is a real good sight to see, Shade. It's been a lot of games where the CD side has been favored on you, right? Where once when the teams get over to the T side, they really start lacking the same stellar performances. Seeing ACME come out so headstrong on the T side, it's a delight to watch, Shade. It's one thing for sure, that we have an amazing game on our hands.
Indeed, man. Mystic Gaming. They pulled 3 consecutive rounds back, but is that gonna be pretty much it? Mystic Gaming pretty much on their last buy here before they're back to broke again. Stone with the angle down, and B2 outpeaks him. Out of control. Pretty much done for there for Mystic Gaming, OG.
Yeah, ridiculous stuff. That peak completely obliterated the AWP on the CD side. What an entrance for ACME. Now they're trying to get this in-out push into fruition, and it's gotten off on the right foot. Psycho finds a frag on a Asti. Ruffle with the AWP going massive as ever. Chatu takes his time with the frag on a B2 as he has his back turned. Reznov now in a 1 versus 2. My oh my, how the tables have turned. The bomb right ahead of his grasp. He needs an absolutely stunning headshot. HP definitely going to be a factor. Time slowly playing its ugly hand into this one. Mystic Gaming, they need this round right now. They need to shut down ACME as fast as they can. Chatu, in fact, has already crept down towards Secret, where he could deny Reznov in transition. Oh, no. An awkward engagement. Luckily, Chatu ends it. 4-5. ACME. They've had a good start, but Mystic Gaming, they're feeling their juices and they're getting right back in it. These plays from Raffle. He's finally living up to what we've come accustomed to, rightfully said so, with this AWP. So far, Mystic Gaming have had a slow start. We've seen teams, as soon as the momentum switches, they will be more than ready to shift the ship to 5th gear. Smokes lined up towards outer as they look, penetrate secret. That really does put a lot of pressure on the CD defense. Being spread so thin, you have barely any wiggle room. Setup is pretty... It's not vulnerable towards sites. It's more so towards ramp and towards secret is where the real play is gonna be. Reznov down to 19 HP, and these engagements just do not go their way. The collapse on the ramp room has collapsed onto them, thereby leaving Genesis in a 1 versus 5. Flash meant to deter him. Raffle on point, on cue with the AWP. 5-5, Mystic Gaming. Boy, do they know a thing or two about fighting back.
Five to five, Mystic Gaming, 2 rounds, pulled back, and the T's eventually put out of money here. We've seen Mystic Gaming be one of those teams that loves to grind it out on Nuke OG in the past, and looks like this match is going to be no different. Needed them a few rounds at the beginning to kind of wake up, but now that they've arrived, and ACME needs to be careful here to ensure that the CTs don't really run away with the remainder of this half, OG.
For now, ACME, they have business. Let's see if they can do something in the damage shot to. Nanma's one Raffle missing an uncharacteristic shot still, though, luckily in position to recover, and he knows exactly where the rest of ACME is as well. In fact, there's a backstab in fruition. Just more or less clean things up. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. They only lose Shadow on the hold. So far so good. Mystic Gaming maintaining their economy on the CT side, now with the lead as well. ACME, you said it right there, Shade. They need to start regaining control of this game. They need to make sure that they don't give Mystic Gaming as much room to work with. Especially considering the fact that ACME's slow hits have been really good. I feel like that change of pace might have ended up hurting them rather than helping them. Mystic Gaming seem to be more than ready. And so far, we've just seen the start. Some of these players, especially Raffle, hasn't even gotten into his juices yet. In fact, it's Stone who's been the consistent provider for Mystic Gaming throughout the hardships they've gone through. 10 frags so far for Stone, closely followed by Raffle on a 9. ACME lining up the flash towards the A side. The flash does wonders, but sadly, the smoke, even despite it, the frags go the other way. Beautiful play from Stone, such a heads-up player, such a smart player, working purely on the base of audio cues. And mind you, that was a complete buy round there, Shade. A complete investment gone down the drain, with ACME having nothing to, almost close to nothing to show for it.
Indeed, and kind of dropped the ball as well in the last few rounds. Hasn't been the methodical ACME that we saw at the start of this half. They've been rushing into some of these fights very early on. A little bit of unrest maybe creeping in to the T camp, and it is clearly seen at the moment, OG. Mystic Gaming is slowly but surely gaining a hold in this half. Let's see if they can close this out with double digits at the end. Stone, however, is setting them up for this. What an absolute beast. 14-2-7 has been leading Mystic Gaming to redemption here, and an early man advantage up against the Pistols. Reznov trying to peek and prod through Hut. No one's really in this direction. Elite is in a wonderful position as well. The push through Squeaky to get closed, and Asti holding the off angle towards Hut gets the opener. That should pretty much set up for Mystic Gaming to close out the remainder of this round pretty convincingly. It's Raffle.
Don't tease Raffle. Don't tease Raffle. When he gets into this form and vigor, you do not want to be up against this AWP. We'll see him display mechanical prowess throughout the tournament. ACME, a lot of these rounds that recently have been going away from them could be attributed to just Mystic Gaming's advantage in terms of experience, right? These plays they're pulling off, the spam through the smoke, the confidence play. It's all a little overwhelming for ACME, maybe. No getting the respect. All right.
Well, that's just hashtag internet things. I believe we lacked them for a second, but back into this 8-5 as Mystic Gaming. They lose the early man, but they still have the AWP running strong. Elite able to find the push in through Squeaky, and they're cleaning him up. Stone boosted up, should get the first. And Raffle's going to be eventually left in a 1v1 here. He's coming up towards Heaven. Genius needs to push up to try and retrieve the C4, and he checked Heaven a couple of times there earlier, but the timing works in Raffle's favor. When it's going your way, they're all going your way, OG.
Yeah, exactly, Shade. That's been quite the case for Mystic Gaming. ACME, they did a really good job starting the half off well, Shade, but there's been nothing post that, right? We've seen Mystic Gaming, as soon as they get in their comfort zone, there's nothing that can derail them, especially on the CD side with Raffle manning that off. He's been alive ever since he got the big win on his hands. Prior to that, it was Stone who was the big deliverer. Reznov trying to take that fight towards outside. Chatu sprints into that angle, gets that kill, and gets the hell out of there. That man advantage again. A lingering threat against ACME. How did they fight off against this one? They don't even have utility, crying out loud.
Yep. They're pretty much AKs only at the moment, and in a map like Nuke, it is so hard to find pickoffs without any sort of setup here for the T's. They're gonna try and work their way in towards the A side. Genius creeping in, gets the jump onto Stone. The big man is down, the numbers leveled up, and the T's now all of a sudden find themselves in the driver's seat, as it does look a hit here. OG Genius is looking for the backstab through Secret. They're already upside at a Elite on the rotation. Asti can't find anything on the site. Raffle, he's come up massive in a couple of occasions already. He's gonna have to do it once again here. 2v3 on the retake. Casey down to 51 HP. Raffle needs to find something, and he needs to find something fast here. Chatu, the all-important fight goes the other way, and Raffle missing that shot should get pushed in.
He's just trying to scurry his way back to safety. Beautiful shot on a Genius. 5 HP, that Waffle, he's still in it to win it. Ooh, try to go for the Kenny flick. Sadly, he ain't Kenny. 9-6. Mystic Gaming, a good scoreline on the CD side, but ACME, they're still in a shade. They still are in a very good situation to come back into this one, especially on the CD side. If they get the pistol run right, that early momentum just might be enough to propel them a little ahead of Mystic Gaming. Post that, I feel like Mystic Gaming, if they grind it out, they're still gonna be in contention without a doubt. So far, I've been really delighted to see ACME's performance on the T side, but I fear on the CD side it might be just a completely different story shade. Because I've seen Mystic Gaming's side, which for any CT team would be a nightmare to call against.
Nine to six. 9 rounds on the CT side, I believe, is pretty much at the cusp. 9 to 10 rounds is what I feel is what you need at the bare minimum. Let's see the kind of T side that Mystic Gaming brings to the table here. They've got a wealth of utility, sitting on 2 smokes, 3 flashbangs for this A hit. They have early control of lobby. The CTs right now, B2 towards outer, and they've already made their way in towards the A side. Reznov out of bullets here. B2 trying to click away, can't find much. Genius towards having Casey's here as well, already in position. B2 eventually tags Stone down enough for Casey to clean up from the heavens, but the CTs getting pinned down here. Nice shot coming in from Genius. It's all down to Elite, and he goes down as well. The CT is in the blink of an eye, able to turn things around, take the pistol. Looks like we're in it for the long run, OG. ACME putting up a fight.
I guess the silver lining there is Mystic Gaming got the bomb plan, but how the hell did they lose a 3 versus 3 in such a short amount of span? That is that's something definitely to revisit a little later on, surely, at least for Mystic Gaming. ACME though, they win the all-important pistol, putting themselves back into this one. It's gonna be the follow-up investment from Mystic though. Something that you don't really see that often. I assume they will eco this one and try to go for an AK towards the 3rd round of the second half. Reznov, here's the glass shadow, wants to be in a little more covered position. Less exposed perhaps from where he would be at the top of the silo. Smoke buys a real good distraction, the counter Molotov to hold the push. Reznov, he needs to do and deliver above and beyond. Beautiful stuff. Casey to chime in as well, along with the Molotov. Rotations are coming in, counter Molotov towards heaven to try and potentially force a plant. Ruffle is gonna down the bomb. Objective accomplished for Mystic Gaming. Now it's about the damage they can do post the bomb plant. There is a FAMAS on a Stone. Ruffle being so dead low is gonna go down immediately. Stone being pushed on the other side of the smoke. Psycho's gonna get an easy frag with the MP9. ACME, they do lose a decent bit of manpower. Luckily, they did retain a good bit of the weaponry department, keeping both rifles up. Frags are starting to come in for ACME, which certainly should start feeling a little good, right? Throughout that east side, they were denied some of these frags where Ruffle had been going massive on multiple occasions. Now, when things slowly start to favor you, it starts to give you that positive mental attitude, which you do need, especially when you're fighting off against a huge advantage against you.
Indeed, OG. Looking at the buy, the T's, they're not going to put much in the way of utility here. Just a few deagles to still try and keep things interesting in this round. 2 CTs towards outer. Have the crossfire set up here. B2, pluck Shatu atop silo there, but the peek back through straight into Stone. You don't want to do that too often now, do you, OG? You give away a frag and then 1 turns to 2, 2 to 4, and the very next moment You're regretting the chain of decisions that eventually led to this. Psycho needs to be careful. Charge away. He's got the entire swarm of teams heading him and he mows them down from inside the vents. Mission accomplished. 1v3. Raffle with an all-to-do, almost an impossible ask at this point of time. ACME all but set to level things up here in 9-9.
Oh, he only landed that shot. Could do a little more in way of damage. Nonetheless, ACME have fought their way back to this equalizer. Stone has enough money in the bank to drop an AWP if needs be. That's a surprising decision. Would he have elected for Raffle to stay on the op on the T side, or would you give him the rifle? Because he's very proficient with either, right? But what we've seen of him with the AWP, it might have been a little more useful doubting some of these long-range engagements, which I feel like the smoke is going to do a good job of negating regardless.
Well, Shatu making the push towards lower. A hard commit very early into the round. They do have Genius and Cygamer in position here towards the B site. They smoked off controlled room for now. Are they looking to push the smoke here? Genius can hear footsteps all around him. The door opens up and Cygamer gets two. Eventually gets taken out, but I think that's pretty much the gig given up. The C4 down. That's a big pick off onto Genius. 2v3 now, a lot more doable here, especially if Stone
And Raffle.
The backstab is coming in. He needs to be ready here. He gets this pick off on the CT at Went. It becomes a lot more doable. Stone instead gets a better one. Casey up a ramp is the one to go down. Reznov takes down Stone, and now it's a Herculean task for Raffle to clutch this. He's gonna try and play the loop around. He's been spotted off. Reznov is on the run. Tag down to 36 HP. Closes the door up. Raffle. This is expected though. Yeah.
Yeah, B2 heard that from a mile away. Raffle did his absolute best there. If he was able to get that headshot on a Reznov, I'd say it would have been a very doable position. But after that door shut, you essentially counted him out already, right? 10-9, ACME on double digits. Mr. Gaming do have more than enough money to reinvest, courtesy of the bomb plan in the round prior. They're still emphasizing that Raffle stick to the rifle and not be freed with the op on his hands. Of course, this is a team decision considering the way the T-side's been approaching this round. Their tactics being a little more fast, allowing Raffle, in fact, to man the front lines, the Molotov. Just a little bit of damage. Stone, the player to most consistently make it down Wentz in the tournament so far, has again found his calling, and he's downed Reznov on the rotation. You can't take the same rabbit hole I took, because there's a lion waiting on the other side. Stone, in fact, double sub on a side gamer. What a beast, what a player, what a round from Mystic Gaming. The defense, it looked completely confused and dazed as to what lied ahead of them, and ACME left with a bad mark on their face.
Casey is gonna have to offer Shatu another peek there. He's gonna come charging through, level things up. Mystic Gaming offered a window, and they take it with open arms. The money on the CTs is all over the place. We're seeing $4,000 on B2, $7,000 on Reznov, but the rest of them are pretty broke. A few upgraded pistols, a couple of flashbangs is all ACME are gonna be able to put up against Mystic Gaming here as they take control of Outer yet again early in the round. Flashbangs coming through. Raffle. Through the backstab. It does manage to find not one but two. Reznov with the deagle.
They are fighting back though. Bomb dropped all the way back to its outer. Raffle, he's on a solo mission to try get back and retrieve the bomb, but in that process, he's giving ACME enough time to set up towards Rampant Heaven. The question here is, do ACME split up? Because if they end up giving an individual 1 versus 1 or even a 1 versus 2, God forbid, they'll put their comrade in, quite frankly, an undoable spot. Gamer, not the best start of the game, but he's still really making a name as he's delivered on the CD side, at least on the holds. They're splitting up here. It's not something that you'd often see work, but considering how silent he's been, might just end up being the case. Oh, he's whipped big time. Position given away. Spell's trying to end this. Psycho actually ends up getting that frag. Raffle cannot make his way back to safety. B2. The early rotation pans out to his advantage. If that initial frag did not come in from Gamer, this very well could have been Mystic Gaming taking the lead. Unfortunately, it's ACME on the back of the Deagles. The unthinkable Indian buy again pans out in their advantage. And Mystic Gaming got to be left wondering how did they lose against $700 investments.
Yep, that is all down to this man, Razanov. 2 Deagle picks towards outer. And all of a sudden, the round turns head over heels for them. (11-10), a minute 40 seconds remaining on the clock. Tease, they got the wall of smokes down. Early push towards Secret.
The fact that Stone's here already is quite frankly baffling, right? A minute 20, and the B defense is just hiding towards side. Just try to wrap that around, because it's a pretty hard prospect to think of. The amount of scare that Mystic Gaming have put into ACME is utterly terrifying, to say the least. ACME, even though they are the ones with the lead, they look like they fight with their backs against the walls. Gamer, they really close. How did they? Oh wait, what? Elite got a little confused as well as he got taken down by Chatu. Luckily, the avenging frag's there, and the plant is pretty good. They're playing this off a man disadvantage, but the post plan's being played to perfection. Chatu, all he needs to do is try and dance around the default, but he's gonna end up going down even before he does any impact whatsoever. In fact, it's Raffle trying to line up these shots, trying to get them in individual succession. Reznov quick on the backstab, and Stone positioning himself on the 1 versus 1. Oh, smoke atop the bomb, the flash, the defuse is coming in. We've seen quite a bit of ninjas from Mystic Gaming. In fact, now is going to be used against him. 12-10, Mystic Gaming slowly starting to lose form. They've in fact lost the lead. More importantly, they've lost the ability to be on the driving seat of this game. 23 rounds in, ACME with the 2-round lead, their advantage in terms of economy, not as much, because Mystic Gaming have at least maintained that fort really well. Getting consistent bomb plants definitely is sending Mystic Gaming a little more dough to make ends meet. Problem is, it doesn't matter how many bomb plants you get. What we look at is how many rounds you get on the T side, which Mystic Gaming have not gotten much of. In fact, it's ACME who have been in the back foot towards the start of the first half, towards the start of the second half. Now a massive resurgence in form. This is turning out to be quite the game here, Shade. Raffle still not investing in that AWP. He's gonna continue with the rifle. Do you think that might be the slight change up that they need?
We'll have to wait and see, OG. The wall of smoke's down again. B2's nade should do decent bit of connection. In fact, onto Raffle, tags him down below half HP. Raffle, push back through tunnels. It's surprising how fast Mystic are playing some of these rounds, OG. A minute, 30 seconds remaining. They already find themselves almost towards the B side. Gamer gets pushed into a defensive position here. towards the B side and B2.
Oh, beautiful opener. And it's the danger man. Raffle is down. Asti in with the immediate refrag. B2 continues to deliver with the AWP long range, trying to land the frag on a Chatu. Asti though doubling up. What a beast! Triple kill entry towards the A side, as he's the only one who's been replying to ACME's defense so far. Gamer makes his way up vent. No immediate resistance offers, which will allow Genius to perhaps try swing for the second kill as well. Oh, he's a little too late. Asti, a quad kill in such a crucial round where it felt like Mystic Gaming almost lost it all. He keeps his team in it to win it. ACME's economy is down the drain. This might just be Mystic Gaming hitting an equalizer, but something just does not feel right about Mystic Gaming on that T side. They look lost. They look like a shell of what they were in the CT. They perhaps need that timeout to sit, reconsider, and wonder how they need to come back into this game and what they need to do to rectify what's going on right now.
Well, Elite is gonna mow them down as the push comes in through ramp. The Deagle though finds 2 kills in the blink of an eye, and we find ourselves in a 2v2 OG 30 seconds in. A mistake that many teams fall into. Going up against anti-ecos, you don't really want to run into a stack OG, and Mystic Gaming, they win the round, but they get a harsh wake-up call there.
Yeah, Mystic Gaming, they seriously need to start making sure they have at least 4 men up by the end of the round, because the economy that they once amassed is now shrunk down a bare minimum. The fast hit towards A maybe, they've blown the doors open, a lot of smokes committed. In fact, the wall that might lead for them to drop down towards vents. Stone, he's been the man to do this, so consistent in his approach towards the B side. Quickly makes his way down decontamination. I don't think anybody from the CD side even expects this. That's how fast this man plays. Elite and Stone get a frag each, and this round, again, by the flick of the switch, goes to dark for ACME. Chatu, he's been spotted up by Reznov. Reznov back turn. Raffle's gonna take that frag any time of the day if you gift it to him like that. KC left all alone, and it's all gone down the drains for ACME, where they once were on the verge of posting a really good comeback. Now they're trying their very best to even survive. This is beautiful stuff from Mystic Gaming, coming alive towards the end of the game and trying their very best to close it out right here, right now, where ACME don't have economy, they don't have guns, they don't have hope as well.
Yep. 1v5, the best bet is to hold on to the M4 as Mystic Gaming turn up the heat. 3 consecutive rounds now, and they find themselves just 3 rounds away from sealing that semi-final berth in the Dell Futurist presents Alienware LevelUp Challenge. Timeout called by ACME. They've got 2 more timeouts remaining after this one. Mystic Gaming have 1 on their side. Looking at the money in the bank, OG, ACME, this is another throwaway round incoming, and Mystic are gonna be at the door, knocking for that semi-final berth. Will we see another shift? We've seen it go back and forth throughout. It was initially ACME starting off strong, Mystic Gaming then coming back with 9 out of 10 consecutive rounds at the end, OG, towards that first half, setting themselves up for a T-side finish, and they're at the cusp now. All they need to do right now is to ensure that these pistols don't really get to do what we've already seen achieved previously, but Chatu up atop the silo there gets the opener, and that should put Mystic Gaming at a lot more ease here for the rest of this round, OG.
It should, hopefully. Because right now we're entering a stage of the game where pressure is all that's going to be talked about, right? It's the score hitting you. It's the fact that you're on the back end of a game that you are on the verge of winning and closing out that's going to be biting you in the back of your mind, that Molotov. If Casey got a frag that could have costed them dearly. Luckily, Stone there to shut the case closed before it even becomes relevant. ACME, it looked like they had it in them, Shade. I felt like for a moment my prediction might end up costing me, but Mystic Gaming, they don't fail. They've been tested though. And what a case, right? This is how you enter the semifinals, so be it. They've earned every inch of how much ever they've progressed down the tournament so far. They've been playing stellar, their firepower looks really nice, and boy is this a promising roster to watch for the next few months. They're right about up there, casting perhaps even the tournament victory. Would you put them down as tournament favorites?
I really do at this point of time. Of all the teams we've seen so far, I think Mystic Gaming and Force Crew are gonna be the ones to tango for that title this time around. The stories, however, are gonna change a bit as we move into the semifinal. This is a best of 3 semi, followed by a best of 5 final, OG.
Damn, that's a fire.
Best of 5. Yeah, the test there is gonna be the map depth that some of these teams bring to the table. They've been pretty much comfortable playing BO1s up until this point, and BO1 pretty much means you get to play your comfort picks. On a BO5, not only are you gonna get to play uncomfortable ones, but ones you probably haven't played much to begin with in the first place. That's gonna be the true test at the end to see who can walk away the champion here of the Alienware LevelUp Challenge. A best of 5 to decide it all. But that is, however, coming up on Sunday. We've still got quite a bit of CSGO action to go before that. And ACME in a 3v4 retake. One's facing quite possibly elimination here.
Oh, nasty. Could have almost gotten that down on the Chatu as well. B2, now a doable prospect time. Certainly something on the back of their minds as there's barely 10 seconds left on the clock now. They should be on the save. The flash atop the sky. Asti to double up in style. Catches them and punishes them for the dab. And 15-12. Map and match point for Mystic Gaming here. Undoubtedly a favorite so far in this tournament. The results have been looking really good, and it's gonna be in the semi-finals and the finals, Shade, where Mystic are actually tested. We know for a fact that both Mystic and maybe Force Crew, I'd give that a Force Crew, they have a deep map pool, right? We know that Force Crew are comfortable with playing maps like Vertigo, Nuke, and whatnot alongside Mystic Gaming. That best of 5 finals, Shade, yeah, it's on Sunday, but the excitement is quite real.
Push through the smoke. Rawfall gets shot in the back. And Reznov. This is what we needed more from ACME, to try and throw Mystic Gaming off guard and challenge them for control at outer. They've pretty much been able to drop the smokes and take full control of outer secret without any contest so far. And ACME, they're changing things up a bit now that they have the backs against the wall. Question is though, is it too little too late, OG? 40 setting up for a burst through towards the A site. Flashes, smokes come raining in. The first fight, the all-important one. Asti wins the first, but Casey and Reznov pick up 2. Stone goes all alone into the side, and ACM. Strong crossfire set up towards the A site. This might just not be over, OG. 15 to 13, Mystic Gaming can definitely still buy into this, but I hope they don't really try that fast play again, because they were trying to pretty much catch ACME off guard, but they were more than ready with the numbers towards the A side there.
Yep, it felt like they were a step ahead when it comes to preparation. What a play from ACME here on the A side defense. That is a very crucial round. It saves them just a little bit of skin, but it's just that, right? A little bit of skin. 2 rounds to potentially push this to overtime. Mystic Gaming on their CT side, they've been looking really good. A lot of rounds in quick succession. ACME, in fact, are the ones who are trying to break out here, trying to make a difference. Aggressive setup. Where it's A for now, it at least threatens the defense to some extent. Flash over, the peek down. They drop down towards when B2 seems more than ready stone. In fact, this is one of the few times in this entire tournament where he's denied the vent drop. Small point for them to notice there. The Rams collapse. If Genius ends up going down without a frag, it's going to be a lot of problems now. This angle should be expected as he even spots him. Is he going to swing wide? It's the question there. Should be Waffle, who's right about in arm's length to take this engagement. Projection's already down to his decontamination. This is for Mystic Game to end this or risk potential overtime elite. He's going to be planning relatively safe. Waffle watching the angle, in fact, down Psycho. It's an absolute nightmare. The only silver lining here is Waffle is not at 6 HP. So there is a chance that he can best the beast. Reznov, he needs to do that right now. The Waffle buying the time, buying the distraction, buying so much for ACME. Reznov pushing the Molotov, but it's of no avail. Mystic Gaming push this just about beyond the horizon. 16-13. And what a performance here on Nuke. Their CT side, it looked real strong. A questionable start considering Waffle wasn't going in full gear. Zone, though, immense job from him, stepping up when his star player was absent, delivering the goods for his team in the first half. And hey, the second half, it was all about breezing through the motions, right? Like you said, 9 out of 10 rounds at one point was won out by Mystic Gaming. This team is certainly setting up a good standard for the semifinal pick.
Yeah, that was in fact ACME coming out very strong at the start on the T side, and it did look like Mystic Gaming will have quite a bit on their hands as they move over to the T side, but finishing with 9 out of 10 rounds at the end of that first half meant they got 9 rounds on the CT side, just about the magic number needed. And after the swap, of course, it was Stone and Raffle sitting on 27 and 28 frags respectively, who were able to see Mystic Gaming over the finish line and take them through to the semi-finals of the Dell Futurist presents Alienware LevelUp Challenge. Thank you so much for all the viewers who tuned in. I'm Shade Sayer. That is OG, the low-res chicken. If you're looking to pick up an Alienware or a Dell Gaming G-Series laptop, there's a brand new model coming out for each one of them. Do check out the socials for more information on that. If you're looking to take up a career in gaming and not just let it be your passion, Dell Futurist is the absolute best place. Do sign up with us. Also, do check out the mentoring sessions that are available online on the Dell India and Alienware socials. For now though, this is Shade Sayer and OG bidding you goodbye. We'll see you folks tomorrow with the semi-finals. Until then, keep gaming.